Imagine that little boy who told everyone he wanted to become a world champion, and they just laughed. This is the story of that boy, the story of Lewis Hamilton. But this video isn't just about a legend's rise from poverty to wealth. It's a story of fighting against all odds, standing alone in a royal sport, and breaking rules that weren't written for you. How did an impossible dream create not just a champion, but a game changer? From the first time he sat behind the wheel to becoming a symbol beyond the races. If you think you know everything about him, you're deeply mistaken. To uncover the real story behind this legend, get ready now to step into the world of Lewis Hamilton like you've never seen before. We suggest you sit back and watch till the end. Because this video isn't just a biography, it's an experience. On January 7, 1985, in the small town of Stevenage, England, the story of one of the legends began. Lewis Carl Davidson Hamilton. His father, Anthony, of warm Grenadian descent, and his mother, Carmen, with her English tenderness, held a newborn who would one day captivate the world. But life does not always show its bright side. When Lewis was just 2 years old, the family's path diverged. He stayed with his mother, but his father visited him every week, as if he knew that one day this boy would need his unwavering support. Upon starting school, Lewis faced a challenge. He was smaller in stature than the other children. Some kids bullied him, until one day, with tear-filled eyes, he went to his father and said, "Dad, everyone's picking on me." Anthony, instead of despairing, replied, "It's okay, son. Let's go learn karate." And so, Lewis stepped into the world of martial arts, a world that not only gave him confidence, but also deepened his desire to see his father. So much so that he decided to live with his father permanently. Carmen, with remarkable wisdom, agreed because she knew the bond between father and son could shape a bright future. And Anthony, with pure insight, discovered the first sign of destiny, a remote-controlled race car. This simple toy transformed the world of 8-year-old Lewis. He drove it with such skill that his father said, "What steady hands you have, son." And this sentence marked the beginning of a path that no one, not even Anthony himself, could have predicted. He took Lewis to remote-controlled car races, where the small boy created wonders among larger competitors, and he became a champion. That day, BBC cameras captured the image of a boy with a determined gaze, celebrating his first victory in life, a victory that not only earned him a title, but also ignited an eternal love for speed, competition, and the steering wheel in Lewis Hamilton. In the heart of an ordinary life, Anthony was waiting for a miracle. And that miracle pulsed within his son, Lewis. With eyes sparkling with excitement, he saw Lewis's raw yet extraordinary talent, and, without hesitation, risked everything, entering the thrilling yet expensive world of go-karting, the first step toward the legend of Formula One. Though this path had not yet led to the immense wealth of major races, for Anthony, a simple employee, it seemed like a costly and distant dream. But he dared, taking on debt to embark on a journey that would prove fateful. However, even with the loan he had taken, he couldn't afford a new go-kart, so he bought a used and worn-out kart, the very one Lewis Hamilton recalls today with a nostalgic smile. It looked as beat-up as it was. While other kids showed up at the track with shiny, gleaming karts, some even with personal mechanics, Lewis entered the arena with kart number 44, the same number that, for anyone familiar with Formula One, is now a symbol of Hamilton. And, to everyone's astonishment, with that seemingly defeated kart, he became the champion of the races. This was a brilliant beginning not only for Lewis, but also for his devoted parents. At just 10 years old, he shone so brightly that companies began to take notice. Sponsors the winning car that not only provided him with a new go-kart, but also covered living and training expenses, lifting the burden of debt from the family. But the journey had only just begun. The sponsors' money wasn't enough to cover the costs of competing in races across Europe, a continent brimming with events, serving as a breeding ground for future stars. Lewis knew he had to shine in every race to attract more sponsors and open the door to bigger and more significant stages. In the heart of dusty racetracks under the smog-filled skies of European cities, the dream of a boy with curly hair was being born. Anthony Hamilton, a man with hands stained with engine oil and eyes full of stars, had staked his entire existence like a grand bet on the talent of his son, Lewis. He was like a restless explorer, scouring tracks from Italy to Poland, from Spain to his native England, just to register the name Lewis Hamilton on competition lists. He knew this boy was a genius who only needed a stage to shine. But behind the scenes, another life was unfolding. Anthony worked on the London railways by day, but by night, he became his son's personal mechanic. With the same hands that repaired train cars during the day, he meticulously prepared Lewis' kart for races at night. Some nights, I only slept 5 hours, but I loved seeing his car cross the finish line without a problem, he would say with eyes red from exhaustion, but gleaming with pride. Meanwhile, Linda, Lewis' mother, was the silent hero. When the costs of racing spiraled out of control, she put up the deed to their house and took out loans to keep her son's dream alive. This was not an investment in a race, it was an investment in a dream. At 13, Lewis won a race, and at the peak of his joy, he met Ron Dennis, the man who held the keys to the gates of Formula One. Dennis was mesmerized by the teenager's magical driving and made an offer that would change the Hamiltons' lives forever. We will cover all the costs, and Lewis can join the McLaren Academy. With the signing of that contract, not only did a mountain of debt disappear, but Anthony was able to say goodbye to his job on the railways and focus full-time on his son's progress. Now, Lewis could compete in all the major European races, and it was there that the legend of the robot was born, a boy who drove with inhuman precision and speed. At 22, after 14 years of relentless effort, Lewis joined the main McLaren team in Formula One. He was not only the youngest driver on the team, but also the first driver of color in the history of the sport. In his first season, he finished as runner-up by just 1 point, coming agonizingly close to creating the biggest upset in Formula One history. But the following season, he became champion, making him the youngest world champion in Formula One history. After 4 years, he moved to Mercedes, and his golden era began. Consecutive championships in 2014, 2015, 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2020, placing him alongside legends like Michael Schumacher. Now, at 40, Lewis Hamilton has joined Ferrari with a historic contract, and the world is waiting to see if he can secure his 8th championship and become the greatest Formula One champion of all time. But behind all these accolades, he remains forever grateful to the parents who, with love and sacrifice, laid the foundation for this legend. Lewis Hamilton's story wasn't just about racing. It was about building a legacy, breaking barriers, and inspiring a generation. Now it's your turn to take action. If this story moved you, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to join us on the journey of discovering the next amazing stories. Who do you think, in sports or life history, has a similar story of overcoming obstacles? Write their name in the comments so we can feature it in future videos. If you think this is a message the world is waiting for, share this video on social media. Thank you for pursuing your dreams with passion, just like Hamilton. We look forward to your collaboration in building a stronger community.